Okay, let's dive right into this. We're gonna compare two huge capital decisions, buying a luxury vehicle versus investing in real estate. Now, it's a choice a lot of people face when they start seeing some success, but you know what? The financial mechanics underneath are just worlds apart. And you hear this idea all the time, right? It's pretty compelling. The argument is that a high-end car isn't just a car, it's a statement. It's supposed to be this strategic tool that builds your credibility, tells the world you've made it, and maybe even helps you connect with the right crowd. But let's get real for a second. Beyond that surface appeal, beyond the look and the feel, what are the actual financial engines at work here? Are we building wealth, or are we just consuming it in a really, really nice package? That's the question we absolutely have to answer. So in this explainer, we're gonna break this whole choice down. We'll kick things off with the allure, then we'll get into the financial traps to avoid, the power of appreciation, and then these two kind of hidden multipliers, leverage and taxes. And at the end, we'll put it all together into an investor's framework you can use for pretty much any big financial decision. Okay, first up, let's really dig into that initial idea. The strategic value of buying something luxurious. Does pulling up in a fancy car actually translate into more money in your pocket? And look, experts do admit that a purchase like this can be a really powerful signal. It can instantly boost your professional credibility and open up networking doors just by putting you in a certain category of successful people. It's a marketing tool, a reward for your hard work, but, and this is a big but, it comes with a financial cost that is totally non-negotiable. Now, let's flip the coin and look at the other side of this equation. This is the first critical financial principle you just cannot ignore, the absolute certainty of depreciation. And here is the fundamental problem, folks. Most vehicles are what we call classic depreciating assets. Unlike an investment that's designed to grow, these things are basically designed to be used up. Their value starts to evaporate the second they're put on the road. This chart just lays out the financial headwind perfectly. A $150,000 vehicle loses about 10% of its value, that's 15 grand, poof, gone, the moment you drive it off the lot. In over 5 years, that loss balloons to around 60%. That's a staggering $90,000 of your capital that has just vanished. So here's the kicker. Even if you use the car for business and get some tax write-offs, like Section 179, you are still fighting against a massive, unavoidable loss of your original money. The tax break, it might soften the blow a little, but it doesn't stop the bleeding. Not even close. All right, now let's contrast that with a totally different kind of asset, one that runs on a completely opposite principle. Real estate is the classic appreciating asset. So instead of that financial headwind pushing you back, this gives you a financial tailwind that works to grow your wealth over time. It's an engine for growth, not an engine for erosion. Now, this is where it gets really, really interesting. Look at this comparison. That same 150 grand, instead of buying a car that's losing value, is now a 20% down payment. It lets you control a much larger $750,000 asset. With just some modest appreciation, that property could be worth over $900,000 in 5 years. That's a potential equity gain of 150 grand or more. You've basically doubled your initial capital. So how does that incredible growth happen? Well, it gets amplified by a super powerful and honestly often misunderstood financial tool, leverage. This is our first great multiplier. And the key difference here is what financial analysts call good debt versus bad debt. Think about it. A car loan is bad debt because you're financing something that's rapidly losing value. It literally magnifies your financial loss. A mortgage, though, that's good debt because you're using it to buy something that's going up in value, which magnifies your financial gains. So this is how an investor can just pour gasoline on their returns. You put down 20%, right? The bank comes in with the other 80%. But here's the magic trick. You control 100% of the asset. That means you get 100% of the appreciation on the whole thing, not just on your little 20% slice. It's a massive amplification of your capital. But believe it or not, beyond leverage, there's another multiplier at work. And this one is even less obvious. It's actually written right into the tax code. This concept, it's honestly one of the most powerful ideas in building wealth. It's the ability to claim a paper loss for taxes on an asset that is, at the same time, gaining real-world value. The government basically lets you deduct for wear and tear, which creates this huge tax shield for you. It's incredible. And this just opens up a floodgate of tax advantages. You get to deduct your operating expenses, you can accelerate that depreciation to get bigger deductions sooner. And get this, if you use the right strategy, you might even be able to use these paper losses to lower the taxable income you pay from your main job. This is a massive strategic advantage for any investor. Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground. How do we take all of this and boil it down into a clear, simple framework that you can actually use for any big capital decision? Well, the core idea, just as financial experts will tell you, is to shift your focus. You want to move away from just consuming your capital and move towards strategically owning assets that have a built-in engine for growth. And that brings us to the final and I think most important question you should be asking yourself before any big purchase. It forces you to stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like an investor. By running your decisions through this simple 3-part lens, you completely change the game. You go from being a consumer to being a strategic capital allocator. You start focusing on the financial engine, not just the shiny finished product. And that, right there, that is the fundamental difference between just spending money and truly building wealth.